So when you've logged in, you're looking at your home screen, and then depending on what access and privileges you have in the system, especially if you're a county coordinator, you seem to have a lot of information going on in here. So you need to take a couple minutes and make sure you go to the right area. The section over here, it says applicants you represent. Several of you have multiple applicants that you represent. Very important difference for the two grants that we're talking about today. For example, if you are applying for HMEP, you have to be an eligible LEPC. So you should have an LEPC that you represent in that list. So you find that LEPC, and then you click the Apply for Grant that's beneath it. For EMPG, you have to be an eligible EMA or commission. I've had several NOIs come in where people selected accidentally apply for grant under Appanoose County or under the county, which I have to deny. And you have to go back and do it again and make sure that you're under the EMA, because the EMA is the only one eligible to receive that. Same for HMEP, you have to be the LEPC. So I think I've hit that hard enough here. So we go to ADLM EMA, click the Apply for Grant. From here, you're going to choose the grant. The only grant options in here are ones that will be open for application right now. So here you will see 2017 EMPG. So you're going to select that. Then make sure you pay attention to the project type. There are two types in the system because we run our state managed projects through the system. So there will be two options here. You want to make sure you click on the pass-through, PT. So this will be the same for HMEP. Any grant that you apply for, it will have a PT for pass-through. So EMPG pass-through, click Create. All right. This is the first time we're going to see a breadcrumb. I didn't come up with a name, but that's what we call it. So there are bubbles, for lack of a better word, that appear in your header, in the blue banner here, where it says ADLM EMA. That means you're in the ADLM EMA applicant. So whatever's showing there, that's what applicant you are representing. So again, you want to make sure you're the EMA or the LEPC. Then you proceed with filling out the new notice of interest. You're double checking, okay, yep, I selected the correct grant. Yes, I selected PT for pass-through. Project title, we give an example underneath in the subtext here. Jurisdiction, project name, whatever works for you here. So for example, we could put ADLM 2017 EMPG. However you want to put that, that's your project title. That is for the entire grant application that you're applying. Primary contact. Hopefully you're in the system tied to that applicant, so your name should appear. If not, contact us, because that would be an issue, I think. All right, so after you've selected primary contact, come down here to project details. Lisa and I have put in the instructions, just like we did last year, what you can use. The NOI is really just your notice of interest to apply, so we don't need a lot of detail here. And if I pull up those instructions, we say right here in what you want to accomplish, or for these grants you can use the following language. So funded activities will support a comprehensive all-hazard emergency preparedness system. I'm just going to copy that. And paste it right in. When you get down to the estimated budget, what I recommend is that you use your allocation from last year or thereabouts. It doesn't have to be exact. And I'm talking specifically for EMPG right now. For non-federal, just put the same amount because a one-to-one match is required for EMPG. So it would look something like that. For HMEP, you just have to put a federal dollar amount and you don't have to put anything in the non-federal share. Just to point that out, that's referenced in the instructions of what is required to be put in there. And I'm going to try to click Save here now that I've completed this. It says the item has been saved, but that line will briefly appear and then go away. But you'll notice now it becomes a draft. And sometimes people get drawn away and this goes into your inbox, and I'll show you more about that in towards the end or maybe with the application part. Most people can complete the notice of interest within 5 minutes here that we did, and go ahead and just click Submit. So at this point you'll notice there's a routing in progress and it says step 2 of 3. And if you look at those bubbles or breadcrumbs, you'll see there's a whole lot more now. Now that you've advanced that notice of interest, it's created a project, and so you have a grant, an applicant, which have formed an account, and under that account now exists a project. So bear with me one moment, and I'm going to go ahead and approve this NOI. All right, so now that you have an approved notice of interest, you should get an email notification from the system that says it has been approved. And at that point, then you can start in on your application.